Like father, like son, like father. If we ain't setting examples, what we doing then? Set him up for failure, or you tryna pave the way. Show him how it's less traffic when you staying in your lane.
And we back.
Episode 8.
Like father, like son.
I like father. It's your host, Quan.
It's your co-host, Boogottiblack, aka Mr. You Mad.
This is a different episode. I know y'all see a whole bunch of different people from different states all over. Got a great EP right now.
Yeah, this is the Atlanta edition, man. We got good fathers and sons sitting over here, good brothers. A lot of them I grew up with. They reached out, tapped into this world. They wanna come mess with us, man. Introduce yourself, man. What's your name?
I'm Rome, originally from Boston, and I'm the father out here.
I'm Kaden, I'm from Atlanta. I'm son, no room.
Egypt, Waters.
Come on, man. I can't hear you. You gotta get your voice up. Talk up.
You gotta talk
bass in your voice.
Who your pop? Who your dad? There you go. There you go.
My name's Shannon, I'm from Atlanta.
That's what I'm talking about.
Alright.
My name's Donald from Brooklyn.
Alright. And I'm CJ from Brooklyn. This is my son Chandler. That's my godson back there.
Here we go. Let's go.
My name Lean from Ellenville, New York.
What's up? What's up?
My name Nair, Syracuse, New York.
My name's Steph, aka Mr. Franchise from Brooklyn, New York, father of 5.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The father of 5.
Straight out of Brooklyn.
Straight out of Atlanta. Here we go with the addition.
Yes.
This is dope for us, man. It's father and son conversation. This is something we bring in different. We try to bring this love back to the community with fathers and sons. And we're gonna start off with a question today for the fathers, man. We're gonna start off with you, Rome, first. Yeah, you can start off, knock it out.
I got a question for CJ.
All right.
Alright. What do you think is like the most rewarding aspect of being a father?
Oh, repeat it one more time so let's sink in.
I'm gonna take it slow for y'all.
Good question.
What do you think would be the most rewarding aspect of playing a fatherhood role?
I think like watering a plant, seeing it blossom into his own personality. You know, I think being a father is what's taught me is just giving him game, just watering with the intent of years later, it come full surface, seeing him become a man in his own path, have a family, being a father, being a businessman, whatever he chooses to do. My goal right now is just the most rewarding is seeing it blossom into his own personality.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that too.
I wanna add to that. I'm not a father yet.
That's cool.
But I feel like there's no true gratification without responsibility, and there's no big responsibility than being a father or a mother to somebody. So
I love that.
but that's true. You know that you bearing that burden that's what's gonna give you true gratification.
Right. That's dope. That's dope. I got a question for you, Rome. How often do you show your child affection and tell them about it?
I do it very, very often. I try to be very, very intentional with that because I guess if you would call fatherhood a style, my style is like from what I was missing. I didn't have a father, right? So I was like, if I had a father, this is what I would want him to do. So
Gotcha.
I try to say it as much as possible. But I'm interested to hear how often he thinks he hears it from.
100%.
Yeah, that was next. I was gonna ask him, man. You know, how often you hear that from your father, and you know.
But it's saying it or showing you.
Yeah, it'll be either like if I'm at school on campus, he'll text you, call me, like, yo, love you, appreciate you. But if I'm like around him or I'm just back at home, just busting my room, start like showing affection, I love you, bro. Stuff like that.
I like that. You know why I like that? You know why I like that? Because I do that to him. Keep going. Yeah, tell your story, man. Keep going.
And that's really it. With my dad, always been providing for me, supporting me through everything. Like always listen, always look out for me. It's a good thing. I just always appreciate my love. And I say, stuff he taught me, instilled in me, I still carry on. Like, both him and my mom, the way they disciplined me, the way they just taught me how to show respect, how heavy and you gotta value your attitude, just little things like that. I carry with me to this day.
So let me ask you a question then, right? You talk very proper. I'm not gonna lie to you. You talk very proper.
Here's a Tuskegee.
For me, right? I always ask the kids, right? Things like this, right? Like as growing up, you've been around certain type of things. You see certain type of things. What made you not want to join the game?
I just never had no interest. Like it's not. I've been around people who like bang, but like I just never. It was nothing. Like I don't think I was gaining anything. My dad, not no gaming, but like none of my family could do that banging stuff, and I just didn't see no value in it. And I just always wanted to be person just get money. Like I ain't really like killing and all that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like that.
Pretty boy ladies, man.
Okay.
Talk heavy, man. Talk, man.
I ain't had no interest in it.
That's good.
So it's
Piggyback all the time, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
The talking on not really having a father, like my father was in and out. So we lived in Virginia, we moved to North Carolina. I go probably 4, 5, 6 years without seeing it. So I was a TV dad growing up person.
Gotcha.
Uncle Phil, David Wayne, he's like, those was my dads to me growing up. So when I was like, when I grow up, I'm gonna be them. Like that's how I came into of taking in as being a bonus dad. You know, watch how he took Will in. Like that's what inspired me from young. You know, I had with my bonus son, I had the affection how Damon has with his kids. How they could come and jump on him still to this day. I had that with them. So how he said he piggybacked off of his idea was as from that empty void and filling it. You know, with your child, because now you get to rewrite history.
Pretty much.
You know, because your history is what's going to stand there. You can't change the fact that the dad wasn't there. You can't change that, but you can change what you do with rearing up your kid. So I just wanted to piggyback off that because I'm in the same boat with him in that situation.
Shit, be honest with you, I ain't had my dad in my life neither like that.
Yeah.
But I know what to do. I had an uncle that was like a father figure for real. And God bless his soul. But for me, it just said, yo, just because you ain't have a father doesn't mean that he was supposed to have it. Facts. We breaking them chains, you hear me? And we got to. You know what I mean? It's rough already for us as dads. You know what I'm saying? So if we come together and move in numbers, it'll be better and stronger. But a lot of fathers gotta stand on what they call it? Business. You know what I'm saying? They gotta stand on that.
Your presence is a present. I think the first thing of being a father is just showing up, being present.
Facts.
Everything else will work itself out in time, right? I got this thing I often say to my son, is like, have you ever been a son before? Like what? Like no, I ain't never been a dad before.
Yeah.
We figuring this shit out together.
Every day.
You know what I mean? So if it's something you don't like, or the way I approach something, talk to me so we can figure it out together. You know what I mean? But just know I want the best for you. Just know I work for you. You feel me?
I just want to take a little 5 minutes. I should have been to this moment of silence for SJ. His brother, he just lost his brother to gun violence. This is why we building this platform so we can stop things like that. So I'm gonna take a moment of silence and just give prayer to him. Oh, and as well, young man lost his father too for almost the same thing. So we'll be a moment of silence for them. Amen. That's why we're in this platform.
So actually, now that you said that, which is cool, is I like to give respect. You know, I've known his dad for many years, and you know, unfortunately, we lost your pops. You know, I know how it affected me as a friend. You know, being at his wedding and then less than a week, 2 weeks, you know, his demise. How were you affected by that, and what does that mean for you becoming a father with everything he's still with you in the time that he was? Good question too.
Well, at the time, like, it's still like I'm still dealing with it like to this day. Like, but at the time when it initially happened, it was like a whole like world kind of did like a 360, like the situation, like how it all played out, how everything is. It's like it made me like my whole mindset just shifted, like for everything in this world. Like, and then like you already know, like I lost my mom. That's when I moved to Atlanta. Then when I lost my dad, it's like I gotta figure it out. Like so. Like everything he just instilled in me is just like I can't make no excuses like that. Like he always told me like you lost your mom, but don't let that be the end of you. Like keep going. Like don't use that as a crutch. As a crutch, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an obstacle, but you gotta just keep going. So that's not that.
Got it. And what I want to commend you on is because you do have two little sisters that look up to you, and you take three little sisters.
You take care of them?
And he taking on that, but he's taking on that role to guide them, be present for them. You know what I mean? And that only comes from what he instilled in you. Right? So,
I want to touch on that. Like, growing up, my dad moved to Atlanta when I was 3 years old, 4 years old. So, I know a lot of people, I got friends who are dads, and they don't take care of their kids. So, I ain't gonna say don't take care of them, but they ain't as present as a father should.
They should be, But they time will come, believe that.
So the fact that even when my mom passed and my dad, it showed the kind of dude my dad was. Like he took the responsibility. Yes, you're my son, but you need to be here with me. So I definitely appreciate that. Like I probably ain't get to say it to him a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I know he listens. I know all y'all here. I know. You know what I'm saying? It's the energy is getting put out the road. He's gonna feel it. So. That's something I appreciated. Like he brought me in close to him just so we could understand on each other. He could mold me into the man that I need to be.
That's a fact. That's why you're here now and you can speak on that. And it's good that you coming over both parents. I'm sorry that you lost both of your parents. I mean, I don't know how that feel, but I get it. So to come down and being this strong and mentally, and you just keep going
and articulate your feelings, your emotions.
Bro, you're a special person. You gotta remember that you're a special person. You wake up every day strong. You know what I mean?
With a purpose.
What they taught you, that's in your mind. You hear their voices all the time. Every time your dad, that's not right. Yo, son, you hear that. You know what I mean? So thanks for coming on the platform to share that with us, because people ain't gonna share no stories like that. You know what I'm saying? They never gonna share stories like that. What you got for us?
My question for Steph. So like, how is it like managing, like, you say you have 5 kids?
The 5th one just came. All right, so I kind of started off when me and my wife got together. Started off as 4 low key. So, I'm getting ready. Okay, so the top main one is tattoo is Brooklyn. Brooklyn was my daughter who was mine when I first got with my wife. So we kind of started off as a blended family off Jump Off Brooklyn. Before the wedding, my dad was like, all right, enough is enough. You need to go get that test done between your ex. So finally did it years later and everything, and right for the wedding found out she wasn't mine.
Wow.
They mom was already playing the games, keeping her from me. That's really my dad, like, yo, you're not about to go through this and I don't feel she's yours. So you need to get that done and get this over with.
Right.
So that's how that played with that situation. And then it went down to 3, raising my wife's brother since he was 12 years old. He's 19 now. My daughter, she was 10 when I came in the picture. My son was a fresh 5-year-old. So he's 12 now. My daughter's 16, about to be 17. So that's that. Then I have my daughter with my wife that I had, who's 3 years old now.
Gotcha.
That's the one y'all seen cutting up yesterday. She hates separating from her family. She's like me. Like when I was younger and separated, I cried when I had to leave my cousins. I got to go back away from them for a long period of time. And that's how it is with her. She loves her cousins. So that's why she cut up like that yesterday. And then we just had my son who turned 2 weeks today. 2 weeks old today. So that's the 5.
Okay.
So now you go back to your question. Elaborate. You said elaborate.
This is what we hear.
I was like managing and handling 5 kids, and I know you got.
And then you gotta balance out your own life with that.
Yeah.
This is what I hate to say. This is what I always wanted. It's crazy. I had a dream as a teenager.
Wow.
Like I'm like, yo. But this is not how the name's supposed to go. They're all supposed to be based off me.
Yeah, I got you. So
I was supposed to have a Stephon Jr., it's supposed to be Steven, a Stephen, a Stephanie. It was all supposed to be after me, like. So, but it didn't play out like that. It's cool. My son, middle name is Stephon. spring stuff on.
Okay.
So he has me in him.
That got you.
But it's dope. Like, this is what I wanted. Like, you know, it's like, girl, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, your girl watching these shows that was big on family. And I always knew when you stick together as one big unit, what you can accomplish if you raise them the right way as a unit instead of raising them divided.
Right.
So I watch that. So I'm like, when that time comes, this is how I'm gonna do it. And you learn, I have a new set, like he's coming into it now, there's Chan's older, he just had Cam, he's coming into it now, so that the difference of how he's gonna raise it through the upbringing is gonna be totally different than what he did with Chan. Because you learn, like you said, I'm dad first time. So with them, they taught me how to be the dad. They taught me how to get better.
The blended family.
The blended family. So they taught me all this. So when sports came around, they want to do sport. Okay, I got to jump into sports mode. But I still got to run my business over here.
Right.
So then my son's on 2 basketball teams. So I got to make sure I'm at both of these stuff and still do all my business adventures and make sure the house still stands. Because one thing my dad always said to me, and the advice he did whenever he popped in was, if it all crumbles, they don't blame the woman. They don't blame the kids.
No.
They blame you. You gonna be at fault. You can have your family live with you and they brought you down. They still gonna blame you. So that's something I always instilled and kept in my mind, that I can't let this shit crumble.
Gotcha.
And that's why I make it so effortlessly, even though sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it look it that way though and keep the ball going.
Yeah. So, how's the communication with you and your son?
To be transparent, I feel like it's gotten a lot better since he's went off to college. He's at Tuskegee now.
That's right.
And I feel like so I feel like the space, you know what I mean? I think it helped us, and also you heard him speak about it earlier. He kind of sees the stuff that I've been trying to instill in him. So I think he has a little more compassion for what I was trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think our communication, even though I'm not seeing him every day, I feel like it's more meat on the bone when we talking, as opposed to hey, good morning, good night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like the difference has changed over the past year, I would say.
And if he doesn't expound, I like to expound on that. One, me knowing Rome as long as I've known Rome, and being a father and knowing Caden as long as I've known Caden. The good thing about this, one, he's in Tuskegee, as we mentioned. And that's where my family's from. So a lot of time when I go out to Tuskegee, I tap in with them. But recently, Tuskegee homecoming had like a fatal shooting out there, where like one was injured, and like one died and like 16 was injured, right? And me and my family was in and out. I brought my son, I bring everybody. I'm trying to show them how like at HBCU going to homecoming, just show them that vibe.
And it was the 100-year anniversary.
The 100-year anniversry for Tuskegee. So it's dope. I'm talking about Tuskegee is a college town.
Right.
When there's nothing going on outside of college, you can hear nickel dropping that shit. You understand? So for me to show my family from my perspective, trying to show my family, and also show Caden or introduce him to my family, because I want him to know he got family there. That's what we've been doing since I found out he was going to Tuskegee, right? When it happened, right, there was some things that took place, and from my understanding, you took on a role of stuff that your father instilled in you and helped out other individuals out there.
Whoa.
Right? Is that something you would like to expound on?
Yeah, so we got the party, it was like a block party, and then they started shooting, and I had my 2 homegirls with me, Sanaya and Promise, and my Tim, so we was running, and my Tim came off. While they were shooting.
It ain't funny, but
Yeah,
it ain't funny.
the right Tim came off.
Yeah.
It's not
And then the girl was just like, if your Tim never came off, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Because she saw my Tim go up in the air, and then she was able to track me down. So the first round of shots went off, but it was B and my homeboy and the girl. So B, my homeboy and my homegirl, and we got to safety. And then the second wave of shots went off, and then we had to run again. But luckily, my dorm was like right by. We was close to my dorm, so I was able to get the girl in, her friends, her family. She had her sister with her, and then my homeboy was able to go back, and we all got to safety. And then she basically felt like I saved her life. I looked out for her because she lost her sister, so we had to go back, get her sister, and like she's like holding on to me, scared and stuff. And I appreciate. She just appreciated. She said, I wasn't there to know where she was.
Protect that at that time.
Yeah. And then it was just, I called my dad about it. It was like one of the moments for me. Because I never like really been in that situation with protecting somebody. And like yeah, so it was really vulnerable for me. And I talked to my dad about it, just kind of getting his understanding of that, like, because he'd been through that like, at the mall with my little sister. So it was like, I just want to talk to him about it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. For the young man right there.
Now, before you go there though, because Kaden was so big about that, is because this is stuff that Rome has instilled in you. You didn't even know, right? That's just him being present. That when in that moment, you didn't even have time to be scared.
I was calm.
Instinctual. That was instinct. And that's like, he won't understand a lot of stuff that I'm instilling in him, but later on, to see it grow into that.
My dad don't be screaming like, let's go. Like, just go and collect it. That was the same thing I was doing out there.
So
that's like you said, it popped out in that moment. You know, as much all the time, like you think they not listening, they listen. Yeah, of course. When they step out into that real world on their own, and something, everything you taught them is gonna show. And I had to sit back and started paying attention. You see it at home when you take the step back, take the foot off the gas when they're a certain age. 16, 17, take the foot off the gas. You don't keep it on like they 10, 11 and under.
Right.
And you'll watch everything you taught them show before they even leave home. And you know, okay, when you step out into that world, I know you're gonna be okay. And that's basically what happened in that moment. His dad came out of everything he instilled. It appeared right there at that moment like, hey, look, I'm made for this.
Yeah.
And even beyond that, DNA is really than people realize. Now I was just going to, piggyback on that. Like, DNA is realer than people realize. Like, there's things your father's son, like literally. Like, there's mannerisms that you probably. I'm sure your mom said you look like your pops right now. You know what I mean? Like it's like embedded. So it's like without you even realizing, like you taking kind of like following the lead through your DNA, just instinctually.
Yeah. You must go. You want to ask the question too? Young boy right there, you got the question. Go ahead.
Yeah. What's one piece of advice you remember that your father gave you?
To always take care of my mom. To always take care of my mom. Make sure that like the females in my family are always straight before anybody else.
You got siblings or anything?
Yeah, I got an older sister, younger brother.
And a younger brother?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
17. In high school?
Yeah.
Sports?
Yeah, I'm
in sports?
Yeah.
All right.
What, basketball, football?
Football.
Talk about it. Talk about what school you played for, how the season going.
I went to Riverwood with Caden last year.
Okay.
And that's when my first year of football I played. And then it wasn't really, so when I was at Riverwood, they're not really like the best of the school when it comes to football and stuff like that. So
they gonna see this. Though.
Yeah, but see, you didn't, that's one thing you want. Sometimes you don't gotta worry about the team not being that good. What you worry about you getting.
Yeah, that's why.
You know
Discipline.
What I mean?
It was really a good stepping stool for me because it was my first year. So with them not being a top team, I really got to see the field a lot, learned a lot, got a lot better. So then I went to a prep school called Georgia Warhawks.
Okay.
And that school, they really like focus on my recruitment. So I'm on scholarship actually right now. I go to school in January.
That's dope.
So we can clap it up.
We need more of that. Young boys out there, we need more of that. Y'all gotta get them scholarships, man. Work hard in school, man. Listen to these young boys.
I want to ask Denham something.
Go ahead. Come on, Denham, get up in
I want to ask Denham, because I met Denham. He was like maybe like 7, 8, like he was young, really young. And CJ being my boy, he approached his relationship with you as if like you were his son. Like he showed me the importance of a godfather, like in a child's life. Can you speak on the difference in the relationship with your dad and your godfather?
Funny you said that.
You got the mic?
Yeah, growing up, I always seen CJ tattoos. Always seen his tattoos. So growing up, I call him Tattoo Man.
Back up a little bit.
Always liked tattoos, so I wanted tattoos. But my father, he don't got tattoos. But so when I got my tattoo, I hid it from him kind of. Then I popped around his house with it, show him. It was actually, he ain't had no problem with it. It was cool. Yeah. But with CJ, it was like, I want tattoo. First person I seen.
Basically, you look up to your godfather, right? There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know what I mean? Because again, like he said and I said, you ain't have father figures. You know what I'm saying? You actually have a father and a godfather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got two great father figures around you to learn two different aspects in life of, somebody being a father figure around you. And again, take advice from them. Some be bad, some be good, but take it and flip it to your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Take everything and flip it to your knowledge, give it thought, and then you take it from there.
So just to piggyback off of that, I'm gonna say like, my father wasn't as present as I would have liked him to be, but I had a godfather, which made it easier for me to become a godfather.
Yeah.
Right? So my godfather had his own business, which is where my business savvy came from. He had a buffing business. He was married. He took on her grandkids. Now, I'm traveling from Brooklyn to Queens on a weekend just to see my godfather, just to see what a two-parent household looks like. That was the beginning, coming from a single-parent household, seeing like, nah, I want that, right? I like that. I want the yard. I want the dog. I want to just go fuck off on, like, I wanted that. So when his mother, Erica, we went to Port Robertson High School, she started off braiding my hair. A lot of people didn't know I had hair before, right? So, and having braids, we formed a relationship and a friendship, which then turned into like sister, brother. When she had a child, it was just like, and she asked me, I didn't even know like what it meant, but I did have someone showing me. So it was just like, all right, just show up. Just be present. Like, all right, what is he into? He into sports? Let's go to the game. You know what I mean? Shit. Like, okay, he got a game, show up to his game. Right? So these are all the things that I wanted from my actual father. And I didn't get it from my godfather either. So, but my godfather was present, so he showed me what a man looks like, right? Like running a household. But then my sister boyfriend, like my sister had like dudes that she rocked that was cool that had kids, and I seen how they navigated. And I just looked at different pieces. Like, gee, your pops. Even as an adult, I still learned how to be a man from your father. You know what I mean? Being a provider, being present. You understand? And I take a piece from him. I took a piece from that person. And then eventually it was like, oh shit. Like, I've been here from his christening, now he's at college. I've been here the whole run. The whole journey. Before my son. You know what I mean? Now I got another son. And he's still there. And I still, hey, it's the holidays, come down here. You know what I mean? He just recently lost his brother 2 weeks ago for gun violence in New York City. Right? And that was so pivotal to even like, damn. Like, how do I approach this? You know what I mean? Like, I can only imagine. You know what I mean? Like your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I told my son, it was just like, whoa. He got his own perspective of his brother. He remember, I'm sending him up to New York to spend time with his god brother. And they be on a bicycle with his other brother on the back. Him on the front. And then someone riding the bike. And he was like, damn, I remember. Like it's so pivotal being a father, or being, like, it takes a village, right? It real shit, like, man, it's certain things that my son may not be able to confide in me, but I want him to confide in his brother. You know what I mean? Because we need each other. You know what I mean? It was stuff that I could talk to G about that I mean I can't talk about Rome to, and vice versa. But I got pieces from both of them. And as though they looking at me with my godson, and now Rome is the godfather of my son, it's just continuously to push this shit. Because we need it. You know what I mean? And that's how boys become men. It's right here. Build it right at this fellowship.
Big brothers are also that as well. You know, we don't look at them as that, but they are. Like, my oldest brother's 14 years older than me. I watched my brother Cole at 8 years old. He fell 20 feet through a skylight. that was the father figure for me, but you don't look at it like that. To listen to y'all speak, he was that person for me. Like you said, being at the games, he came to my game. My dad didn't make one game. My dad came to was my championship game. He got there at the end of the game, pulling into the parking lot as we coming out to celebrate. Like, so my brother was the one in all these games. Even after the brain injury, he healed up, took him out, healed up. But after that, he was there. Like the entrepreneur spirit that was coming with him, going out knocking on doors. This 01, 02. You know, this when the Fortune 500 come. You want to be a partner, make the money? This is then. I'm out rollerblading as a little kid out here knocking on doors with him. That came from him. So a lot of this stuff of being a man that I didn't realize, it all came from him being that person. He's still young himself. He's 14 when I'm born. Like, you still got to figure out your life. But it never stopped him from making sure he took me with him as much as he could.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Set him up for failure, or you tryna pave the way. Show him how it's less traffic when you staying in your lane. I picked up bad habits from outside until this day. I ain't grow up as a bastard, you would never know that pain. Shout out to the ones who turned that trauma into gains on that money train. Stacking up dollars for when it rains. When it was only mom in the kitchen, she probably drained. So oblivious we playing, she cooking and probably praying that you outside walking with God and not with saying.